Good morning to one and all present here. We, Madhavan, Arshad Jafri and Murali Samrat from ECE department is here to present a project on food and grain warehouse monitoring system using IoT with the guidance of Dr. Sobana Nageshwari ma'am.
Existing system. In the existing system, the monitoring and controlling strategy of the food storage is mostly based on Zigbee and Bluetooth technology. Using these modules, the PIC microcontroller sends the data. The data from the sensor are just received and stored in the database. Although this existing system has many advantages, it also has some disadvantages. Though Zigbee and Bluetooth have a proper communication, they doesn't cover long range, and due to high temperature, the food loses its weight slowly, and the end it gets easily rotten and shriveled. High moisture current leads to problem to fungal diseases and insect problems. To overcome this, we propose a method.
So the current basic project which we have done uses different kinds of sensors, and depending upon the input and the output, the relay network determines which type of action to take. So the current system is more effective than the previous system in many ways. So the following video will depict you how it works properly.
As my friends have spoken in the above slide about how the warehouse can be improved using the IoT based technology, in the above video you can see that the basic layout of the warehouse food prototype can be used. So basically this is the adapter which will be connected to the regulator. The 12 volt will be converted into a 5 volt current using the above regulator, which is then connected to the motherboard or the microcontroller. On the left hand side you can see that there is a GSM module with a GSM SIM, meaning it should be having a network connection. There are basically two lights indicating whether the SIM is being activated or not, and then it is connected to the motherboard. The motherboard is then connected to the relay networks and different other components like water pump, fan and the hydration or the motor over here. So the relay network is connected to the motherboard, and basically many different sensors like the ESP32 camera, the gas sensor, the flame sensor or the temperature sensor, the humidifier sensor, the PIR sensor, the flame sensor or the fire sensor, and the vibration sensor are similarly connected to the motherboard. So basically here we can see that initially we have to apply a power voltage, and there will be a message displayed. The SIM has been initialized, but before that you have to reset it so that the previous values and the data has been reduced, so that you can have a better functioning system. So you can see that there's initially only one light present in the GSM module. There's only the second light is blinking slowly, but if it starts to blink quickly, like 2 intervals per second, then it means that the net has been initialized and the module is activated. The dashboard basically consists of few variables. The H determines the humidity, T determines the temperature, and there's a 60-second interval for the system to send the message, and G determines the gas present in the room. The next sensor we'll be looking at is the flame sensor. So if there's a fire detected, you can see that F will be detected displayed on the dashboard, which indicates that there's a fire in the warehouse. And over here the motor over there and the water pump will start functioning, which indicates the water pump can be considered as a water repellent system over here in this case. Now we'll look into how the gas sensor works in this module. So as you can see, when a certain gaseous material is applied, the value of the gas increases slowly, and as it reaches a certain threshold, the ventilation vent, or in this case the door, can be activated using the motor, and this is how the gas sensor works. The PIR sensor can be used to detect the motion when a person is detected. So basically it indicates that on the dashboard you can see that P is being detected, which indicates that a person is there in the room, and it can be detected using the sensor. And using the ESP32 camera, a live feed can be sent to the web page or the mobile phone, so that the required person can see who is there. Now we will take a look into the temperature sensor. So when I apply the flame to the temperature sensor, the temperature increases and the fan is switched on. So this is how it basically works in the video. As you can see, when the fire is applied to the temperature sensor, the fan is automatically switched on. In this case, we can consider the fan to be like a ventilation vent, since we can't use a real life model over here. Next sensor we're going to take a look is at the vibration sensor, which will be denoted as V as shown in the video. So you can see that the V denotes that the vibration sensor has been activated. We can see if it's activated by looking at the sensor. If there's two lights present on the sensor, then it means there's some kind of movement and the vibration has been detected, and similarly the message will be sent. So basically this is the web page where we'll be getting the IoT messages. So depending upon the type of error that is detected, you'll be getting a status message containing the temperature, gas and the humidity. So if there's a vibration, as I have shown in the previous video, if there's a vibration, then V will be sent and then the vibration detected will be the status. So if there's a high temperature, for example 73 degrees Celsius, then a high temperature will be sent. So this is how it usually works. If there's a gas, you can see that gas is around, so this is the table for the gas. So gas is 54, so it's relatively high when compared to when it involves the food storage. So high gas message will be sent. So this is how the IoT message is sent to the web page, and depending upon that, certain actions will be taken by the people involved. So a message will be sent from the GSM module to the corresponding number which has been stored in the processor, depending upon the type of error. So for every 60 seconds the message will be sent, and using the camera we can see if there's any person present. So if the camera spots any person in the room, then an intruder alert is sent to the responsive person.